Timing is key when it comes to harvesting your sunflowers. Behind me, there is a really sad garden. Everything's been pretty cleared out. I have left 2 really sad sunflowers because they are definitely ready to be picked and saved for seeds, and I want to walk through the whole process with you. You really want to make sure that your sunflowers are fully mature, and we're going to break down all of the things that you should be looking for when checking to make sure that your sunflowers are ready today, and then we'll also talk about how you can actually go about saving your seeds. If your plant is not mature enough, then you're going to notice that 1, if you're looking to save your seeds to eat, there's not going to be much meat in there, and 2, if you are looking to save your seeds to have a bountiful garden of beautiful sunflowers next year, the seeds aren't going to be mature enough in order to give you those flowers that you need. So you really need to wait a good amount of time until they look pretty sad like these guys. So really making sure that they're browning and all of the petals have really died out is going to be one way that you know your sunflowers are starting to be ready. So behind me, you can see everything's kind of shriveled off. It's looking pretty sad, looking pretty brown, dreary, and this is definitely what we want to look for. Now, I know that these guys are ready because I can also look at the seed head here, and when I press against them, it is a pretty hard seed. Now, if you press against your seeds and they're denting really easily, that's definitely a sign that your seeds are not ready. This is a pretty heavy, thick seed. It's definitely not breaking when I push down on it. And you can see it's also the perfect seed color. It's a nice black seed color. It's fully turned. Sometimes you're going to see little stripes, black, but you definitely don't want it to be white anymore. That's going to be a younger sunflower, and you really don't want it to have the white colors in it still. Now, I'm going to go ahead and chop this guy down so I can show you a little bit more of how you're going to actually know. So I'm going to chop it, give it a little bit of a stem here. It doesn't really matter. Put this back in here. The next thing to check for is to actually look at the back of your sunflower, and you want to make sure that there's nice browning back here. That's definitely a really positive sign, and you want to make sure that there's a nice hollow sound when you hit it. So you can hear that, hopefully. But that is a nice, good, hollow sound. When you cut them off with your clippers, do make sure that you leave yourself a nice little stem here. And then we're gonna also examine our flower head. We're gonna take away some of these. As you can see, these are my shriveled up petals, a really good sign. And I'm gonna just expose this here so that we can see all of our beautiful seeds. And you can see they're nice black. As I'm pointing on here, you can see that they're starting to fall out. That is a very good sign that it is ready. So all I'm going to do here, once I've clipped it over, I'm going to just dust off all this excess stuff here because we don't need all this. Clip them all off, clean it up. I'm also just going to pull out the center because what I am going to do, it's still kind of chilly outside. And when you do want to actually dry your sunflower seeds, you want to make sure that you're bringing this into a nice dry spot that has some airflow. So I am going to actually go ahead and sit this inside on one of my windowsills. I'm going to let this sit inside a windowsill for around 2 weeks until it's nice dried out. And then what I'm going to do, once it's actually gotten completely dried out, all you have to do is you can take your fingers or a fork and you're going to start to loosen up all of the seeds out of here. And then once you have all of those seeds, I definitely just make sure everything is super dried out. You can either go ahead and cook your seeds if you want to have a really good, healthy snack that's filled with really great nutrient items. You can go ahead, make yourself some nice sunflower seeds, roast them up with some salt, olive oil, however you want to do that. Another way that you can do this is we are also going to be saving a lot of these seeds. So specifically this head, I do want to save all of the seeds in here so that I can grow some sunflowers next year with these. And we want to do actually one of those like sunflower, what's it called? like fencing, and I'll pop up a picture here of what it looks like. I want to do one of those next year. So we're going to be saving a lot of seeds this year so we can actually do that and we don't have to keep buying seeds. So what you do is once it's dried for around 2 weeks, then you're going to pop all these seeds out. I'd let them dry even a little bit longer, and then you can go ahead and put them into an airtight seal. So you can either put them in like a canning jar, a plastic baggie, and then you're gonna go ahead and store them in a nice dry spot. If you are planning to store your seeds for a long period of time, then you might actually want to store them in the refrigerator or freezer. Now, if you are looking to actually store your seeds, if you don't actually want to cook them, then you will want to actually store them in a nice airtight container. So this can either be a jar that you might use for canning or a nice resealable bag, and then you're going to keep them in a nice dry, cool place. If you're looking to store them for a really long period of time, you want to make sure the seeds are going to withstand the winter, maybe even years to come, then the best place to store them is going to be in an even colder place like a refrigerator or a freezer, and this way they're just going to last as long as you truly need them. So I'm going to grab my sunflowers here. We're gonna go inside and actually start to store these. I'm really excited because these are some really big sunflower heads. We've never had such great success with so many in our yard, and I want you all to reap the same benefits, and I hope that these are gonna come back year and year again. Definitely stay tuned if you're not already subscribed to our channel to check the progress of these sunflowers next year when we plant them, and we'll see you guys again next time. I hope this is helpful. And if you enjoy other homesteading content, then definitely click one of the links below as you can watch more and more about gardening, how we built up this garden, and how we continue to homestead today. Thanks and have a good one. Bye.